Alright. Should behave this time. Come back to Lucid9 Part 5. How do I get out of here? Right, so... Oh god. Okay. So, as we left off, right, we're in the, we just found out that Elizabeth isn't actually a rich hoity-toity bitch. She's just trying to be, for want of a better term, but doesn't seem like all that bad a person. And now we're waiting for our detective assignment. And in the last video, we saw what happens when we text those two. So let us text Rui next. Little KFC Eggman! Yama Ishimoto. Just your average girl. If you need my help for anything, just ask. Oh, can I find out, like, no. Hey Rui, how'd the talk with Miki go? ... Yo. I talked to Akira about the little stunt today. Oh, don't call her out on that. I ain't carrying you no more, woman. Rui. Oh my god, shut up. I'm studying for a test tomorrow. I don't know if I believe you. So needy. Studying? Test? Yeah, because some of us can't get away with just skimming the book. You sound stressed. Oops. I presume the discussion with Miki didn't go well. Dog, I don't think she wants to talk about it. Yeah, pretty much. You know how she can get. Stubborn? Yeah, sure. Sorry about the ankle incident earlier. It was all Akira's idea. I plead innocence. You still went along with it, you know. Shush, child. And what about Miki? Are you just gonna keep things this way? Why do you keep taking her side? Shouldn't you be angrier than I am? I think of it as the reverse. I'm not angry, so you shouldn't be, right? This feels like a bad breakup scenario. You understand her explanations and forgive her really quickly, but I don't trust her. How can I be close with someone I can't trust? Doesn't she have a good reason? I'm sorry, Yama, but I really don't want to talk about this right now. I'm in a bad mood from talking with Misaki earlier, and I have to study, and I don't want to make you feel like you need to fix this. It's something Misaki and I need to fix ourselves. Okay, but will you? Fix it, I mean. ... Night, Rui. Aww. Alright, I'll just sit here and do nothing. I suck. Ah! Yama Ishimoto. It's Thursday. Divine Master. What? So, this is the address. I've appended directions that a toddler could follow. Rest in the knowledge that if you miraculously manage to lose your way, you will possess an intellect inferior to a toddler. Perhaps that's already the case. Should I just go now? Not like I have anything better to do. Setting up early might give me some crucial information or something. Who knows? I throw on a jacket before I stride out the door. Cold night air cutting into my face. Are we gonna find Bloodboner Man? Is it even a man? Do we know? This part of Isamu is a much less friendly one, especially at this hour of night. Is that grass growing up that wall? Yeah, I guess it's not entirely different from Camden. When you don't look down... Oh, when you don't look, shadows that shift, lights that gleam, smiles that shine somewhere in the darkness. What the hell is this thing caught on? When you do, only stillness, as if nothing odd is happening. Shady lights, dubious advertisements, a smattering of very unfriendly folk on every street corner. Probably should have just stayed home. Then I could have studied. Or wasted more time, I guess. Anything's preferable to being murdered in the district with the highest crime rate. Oh, it's not so bad. Thanks a lot, Shigiri. Consider it my contribution to the furtherance of society. Gee, you're really comforting. If you are in quest of comfort, I suggest you procure a plush creature of some kind. Child. I'm not sure whether I should be proud or disturbed by the fact that I can perfectly emulate her. Ah! Okay. I catch the light syncopation of tidy footsteps, and despite every instinct railing against me, I follow them around a corner. No one is in this area of Isamu at night. No one except the Yakuza, a crazy murderer, or maybe a different criminal. Question is, why am I willingly tailing someone who could kill me as easily as they could break a toothpick? I don't know, that person looks pretty small. I really need to evaluate my life priorities. See? Yeah! Ah! Wildly stagger to my feet, ready to meet my attacker with... Wait. To say the least, the girl before me is definitely not a threat. No, just a... Unless she's working with somebody else. She's almost 2 heads shorter than me, small and skinny, with large blank eyes fixed on my own. Her pale skin, pointed chin, and unbending posture remind me of a fragile doll. Furthermore, she's an academy student. What would someone like her be doing at this time of night? Sorry. I extend a hand to her. No. Her voice is light, wispy, like the words were pulled out of her mouth rather than spoken of her own volition. What? She only silently stares into the distance. Okay. The more I examine her, the more mysterious this girl becomes. She appears dainty, thin-framed, lacy hair accessories, full cheeks, big doe eyes, and tiny feet. But her voice is monotone, her words are few, her gaze is dead. She's walking fearlessly around the part of Isamu where no girl should go alone. She either lives here, or is helping somebody to try and, like, rob me or scam me or something. Wait, what'd she just say? Oh, are you lost? No. Even her reactions are unusual. For once, I have no idea what could be possibly going on in her head. This isn't really a safe area. Yet you're here. 3 words, the most she's spoken thus far. I'm not as weak, frail, she might consider that insulting, tired as you. You crashed into me. I didn't. What? You crashed into me. she states this flatly, as if it's the absolute truth and no other alternative is acceptable. Right. Dawns on me that her complete lack of fear in this district of the city should be suspicious. She's tiny. Shouldn't she be terrified? Are you headed back to school? No. Oh, I was gonna offer to escort her, but then where are you going? Are you going anywhere? It's like speaking to a brick wall. Do you need any help? She completely ignores my hand as she glides to her feet, idly brushing her skirt. Really, what is going on? I'll take that as a no. She glances around, not secretively, not even worriedly, almost mechanically. Without a word, she walks away, disappearing back around the corner. That was strange. I'm not sure the word strange can even quantify just how utterly strange that encounter was. Regardless, she's gone, and I've got my own business to see to. Despite this calm line of thought, I'm still shaken as I head to the location Shigeri is denoted on the map. Uh-oh. Somewhere I must have taken a wrong turn. I tried to follow her directions to the letter, but there's nothing in sight. I shuffle closer to the shadows, peering out of my corner of safety into the road. Several shady figures are gathered around a trash can, laughing raucously around smoldering cigarettes. Maybe I'm supposed to spy on them? No, I'm supposed to retrieve that file. Still, now I can't see why Shigeri sent me. Despite her competency at verbal abuse, she's small in stature. Oh, now I can see why. She's small in stature and can easily be overpowered by any of these thugs. Moreover, she doesn't seem licensed to carry a gun. So of course she decides to send a defenseless high school student in her stead. I creep around the side of the building, double-checking my phone. Yep, right here, give or take a couple feet. Scan my surroundings, but there's so much litter I can't see anything particularly significant. Maybe I should ask Shigeri? No, this is my assignment. I need to do this on my own. Absently run my hands over the brick wall behind me as if it'll keep me grounded. My fingers brush over something smooth? Wait a minute. I turn to examine the offending spot. Folded piece of paper is shoved between the cracks of the wall. Judging by how fresh it looks, it must have just been put here recently. Hesitantly, I extract it and skim over the words. Congratulations, Ishiyama. You are not a toddler. My subordinate sent me these instructions to reach the file. Wait. Congratulations, Ishiyama. You're not a toddler. My subordinate sent me these instructions to reach the file. A ping pong ball falls down a very narrow pipe that is fixed to the ground. All you have is your ping pong paddle, shoelaces, and a water bottle. How do you retrieve it? He claims that the file is at the answer, within half a block of your vicinity. Alright. So, I'm assuming the pipe is I don't know, let me just read on and let it tell me. A puzzle? Seriously? Obviously try to solve the puzzle. What are you, stupid? Well, I guess there's no getting around it. I have to solve this to find the file. Which object is the key to this puzzle? So wait. So which object is gonna help me get the ball out from the pipe? I don't get how it's describing it. What could I do to a shoelace to get the ball out? Something else. Alright, water. Yeah, you could float it up. Whoops. What part of the bottle should I use? The contents. Alright, I could use the water in the bottle, which means I could just... Why is that an option? Oh man, I'm curious. I wanna... No, just pour the water down. I could simply pour the water down the pipe, the ball would float to the surface, and I could easily pick it out. Seems like that's the answer. In that case, it looks like the answer is water. Take another look at Shigeru's note. The file is at the answer within a half block of your vicinity. Does she mean I have to look for a source of water? What does that even mean? Water's everywhere. Running faucets, convenience store. Oh wait, it's an old fountain on the other side of this building. I walk a short way down the road. Sure enough, another obtrusive note is stuck to the rim of the inactive fountain. Yay! Figures. Another note. I'm beginning to wonder if I'll ever find the file at all. Congratulations, Ishiyama, you're not a kindergartner. This is the next set of instructions. Was she just testing me? A petri dish holds a colony of bacteria. Every minute, each bacterium divides into two. The scientist began the colony with a single bacterium at 12 p.m. At 12 p.m. At 12:43, the dish is half full. At what time will the dish be full? 12:44? If it divides every minute? If they divide every minute? The hour of the answer is the direction in which you must proceed to reach the file. So the answer is 12:44. So 12:40. Wait, that wouldn't work because 12:44. That's an hour and a minute hand direction. Oh well, let's let him figure it out. I got most of it. She's enjoying this, I swear. Either way, looks like I'll have to solve this puzzle too. Thanks a lot, Shigeru. Dish is full at... Oh, cool. It's going to make me put it in? Alright, so... Do I have to delete the zeros? No, yes. At 12:44. Right. If every bacterium divides into 2 per minute, then it doesn't matter what time the colony was started. All that matters is that at 12:43 the dish was half full. Therefore, at 12:44 the dish would be completely full. So that was a completely useless puzzle that basically just told me to go forward. I walked down the road, keeping my eyes out for another slip of paper. And as expected, there's another note jammed conspicuously between the crevices of 2 buildings. My question is, why did Shigeru go through all this trouble? In order to get these notes in the first place, she'd have to come here. Which utterly defeats the purpose of sending me. Oh, whatever. Looks like there's another puzzle to solve. Oh, that was good. Congratulations, Ishiyama. You are not a 5th grader. This is the 3rd and penultimate set of instructions. How can you throw a ball as hard as you can, not bounce it off of anything, and still have it return to you? Throwing it around the world? I'm curious, why is it giving me the option to complain? Oh well. I guess it'll be something to do for another playthrough. No getting around it. I just have to solve another puzzle. What do I need to change in order to have the ball come back to me without bouncing it off of anything? Huh. So wait, what exactly was the question? Oh, cool, I can't look at the note. That kinda sucks. What do I need to change in order to have the ball come back to me without bouncing it off of anything? One more time. Have the ball come back to me without bouncing it. Wind? Although I guess that's technically bouncing off of the wind, or the air. Ball substance would be the same problem, so direction? Right, I can't bounce it off of anything. And I can't change the circumstances, which means I have to change direction. Question is, what direction? Up? So it'll fall back down to you? Alright, gravity's still in effect. I just have to throw the ball up to have it return to me. So the answer is up. The note says I have to go in that direction to reach the file. I locate a rickety 2-story building next to the canal. Guess that's where I'm supposed to go. Oh man, this is the only one I don't feel confident about. I trudge up the stairs, enveloped in darkness. My only comfort is the light that comes from my phone. Eventually, I come to a creepy storage room that's filled with all sorts of ominous shapes. Jerk backwards as a dark shape bolts across the floor. But it's just a rat. Shigeru's doing this on purpose, isn't she? I swivel around the obstacles, keeping my eyes peeled for another telling corner of white. Suddenly, a silhouette wavers in front of my face. A spider. Of all things, spiders. What if it poisons me? Sinks its rabid teeth into my jugular vein, stabs its awful spindly limbs straight through my heart, grows to the size of... Okay, now I'm just being stupid. Then it teasingly waves its odious, twisted little leg, nearly catching me on the nose. I instinctively stagger backwards, flailing my hands before my face. My back slams into a hardy, stony shape. I whip around, examining it fearfully, but it's just a statuette of a horse, plastered with a note. Finally. Hand still shaking, I seize the note and pursue its contents. The sooner I get out of here, the better. Congratulations, Ishiyama, you are not a middle schooler. This is the final set of instructions. A rich man tells his 2 sons to race their horses to a distant city to see who will inherit his fortune. The one whose horse is slower wins. That's weird. After wandering aimlessly for days, the brothers... ask a wise man for guidance. Upon receiving the advice, they jump on the horses and race to the city as fast as they can. What did the wise man say to them? The answer will show you where the file is located. Okay, so a rich man tells his kids to race their horses to a distant city to see who will inherit his fortune. The one with the slower horse wins. So then, that's the end of that story. The rest is a non sequitur. After wandering aimlessly for days, the brothers ask a wise man for guidance. Upon retrieving the advice, they jump on the horses and race to the city as fast as they can. What did the wise man say to them? I don't know. Gotta go fast? Almost done? I actually feel somewhat disappointed. Despite my complaining and the spiders, I've actually enjoyed these challenges. At any rate, I guess I better solve this puzzle and find this file. What could the wise man have said? Oh, really? Shit. I was hoping I was gonna get multiple choice, but... fuck. I don't know. Alright. Hurry up. We just type something, maybe I'll get another hint. No, that doesn't sound quite right. God damn it! So wait, am I just stuck here? A 2-word answer. I don't know. Wait, what? Did I break it? I did something. Well, shit. Shit, man. I need help. Are you sure it doesn't hurry up? Alright, so let's go back a bit. Which puzzle? Water bottle, contents. This time we're gonna but technically it could work. The ball would float to the surface, but that's pretty disgusting. It's definitely a simpler solution. Okay. Right, right. You're not a kindergartner. Great. I think I can go one more. Direction up. Okay, skip. Okay, this is where the spider... No. God damn it. Alright. So... There, yes. Okay, solve this puzzle. Water bottle. Contents. Pour it. Shit. Well, fuck, I don't get to use skip. I gotta manually... That's dumb. Water bottle, contents. Just... Do. So this is the one we have to refuse. But... Oh, it was the one after this. My bad. Not a 5th grader. This woman, really? Yama Ishimoto. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Immensely. Wait, are you watching me? Stop wasting time. Bitch. Alright, direction up. Alright, let's go back to the stupid puzzle I don't know the goddamn answer to. Alright, instead of just staring at this blankly, because the answer's not coming to me, I'm gonna cheat and look up the answer. So, pardon me a moment. Really? Okay, so this riddle is known as the camel race. An Arab sheik tells his 2 sons to race their camels to a distant city to see who will inherit his fortune. The one whose camel is slower will win. The brothers, after wandering aimlessly for days... Okay, that is a few missing words that helps to make that a lot less confusing. I thought that they already raced and the one with the slower camel won somehow, and then that... So it's not a non sequitur. Ask a wise man for advice. After hearing the advice, They jump on the camels and race as fast as they can to the city. What does the wise man say? Ah. Interesting. Alright. So, I don't know if it recorded me talking while I was alt-tabbed out. I assume it did, but basically, the way this works is, first off, the answer is 2... Which, by the way, it didn't directly tell me. I still had to figure out what the 2 words would have been. If they switched horses, then they would have to race in order to win. So the reasoning is that, so the rich man tells his kids that, you know, whoever has the slower horse will win. So basically, race to the city, and the loser gets my fortune. And so they wandered around aimlessly for days because neither one wanted to get to the finish first. So the wise man tells them to trade horses. So then they both hurry up and get there, because they figure if they get their horse there first, then their camel will be the slower one. So they're both now motivated to get there as fast as possible. So the answer is to change horses. Must be another horse around here. Oh, I got an accomplishment for that. But I had to look it up. I don't feel very great about that. Let's see what I got though. Oh, no. There we go. Riddle me this. Never select or input a wrong answer for Shigiri's puzzles. But I did. Oh well. Cool. Glance around for another equine statuette, flinching away from the multitudes of cobwebs spun around the corners. Thankfully, I spot one just a few feet away. Sure enough, there is a simple cream envelope slipped beneath its base. Could it actually be the file? Congratulations, Ishiyama. You may be slightly more capable than your worthless peers. There is no file. This was simply a test, and you passed. You may congratulate yourself, although frankly it was such an easy test that there's really nothing worth congratulating. Take a picture of this note and send it to me as proof of your passable competence. Is she serious? Everything was fabricated? Alright, I'm sorry. One more break. I have to get a drink. Lest I perish. Alright, I'm back. I'm sorry. What am I reaching for? Why do I record in the dark? Because I hate light. Okay. Is she serious? Everything was fabricated? I almost can't believe it. But at the third note, I guess a small part of me was expecting its turn of events. Still. Fucking stairs. But I like the stairs. Still, did she plan all those notes on her own? Was that why the investigation was supposed to take place at night? So that she could have time to prepare everything? It's almost inconceivable. But it seems like the most likely option. And, in all honesty, it's hardly beyond what I could imagine Shigeru to do. Sighing, I pocket the note, carefully pick my way down the stairs and into the street, steering clear of any corners or dark edges the best I can. I wonder if that little girl was like her minion. Once I'm under some light, I can breathe a little easier. Take a quick snapshot of the note and send it to Shigeru without a comment. She doesn't respond immediately, which probably means that she received it. Why would it mean that? With that, I stick to the shadows as I return to my apartment. Time to get some rest. Haha, blood boner man. The evening welcomes me with frosted arms as I stride into my beloved glade, my lovely burden slung over my shoulders. The sky is clear tonight. The sky is clear tonight. A bitter, vacant... I did it again. Whatever. A spiraling abyss in a sea of strangled light. I take a moment to admire it as the familiar vegetation is crushed beneath my soles. Nothing constrains me. No incompetent bureaucracies, no iron gates, no suffocating schedules. Not at this hour. Not at my hour. I dump my burden on the ground, watching as she lolls away, still in the haze of beauty sleep. Innocent, peaceful, dreadful. I ready my knife, taking my earnest vigil at her side. When the princess awakens, her guardian will be eagerly waiting. Oh, that was terribly quick. I stoop next to my burden as she jerks upright, eyes rolling in panic. Good morning, sweetie. Where am I? Her voice trails into indistinguishable croaks as her wide, pale eyes fix on me. I spare a chuckle. What, you expecting someone else? How did I get here? How else? I settle for a moment, allowing her to take in her surroundings. Allowing her to see how dire her situation is. What fun is it without a tinge of panic? Shit. Please don't hurt me, please. What makes you think I would hurt you? So you'll let me leave? I casually lift my serrated weapon, allowing it to catch the moonlight at just the right angle. Now, why would I do that? I advance towards her, slowly. She ekes away, pulling her weight by her hands. But she's too tremulous to even attempt to run. A little dull, but vermin are vermin. Please, I have a mom, a dad, a boyfriend. I want to study, I want to grow up. Usually it's cute when they beg. This girl's bothering me. Well, I want to have a little carving practice, so what shall we do? Wait. I want to study, I want to grow up. Okay. Carving practice? Imbecile. My fingers twitch with impatience. Yes, carving practice. And I'd best get started. Ooh. I savor my moments with her, leisurely, meticulously. She tries to waste my time. I ought to return the favor. We finish it all too quickly. The screams die in my ears as fading echoes of stilted crimson plummet from the edge of my blade. Beautiful mess scattered across the ground is a sight for sore eyes. Take a moment and savor it. My canvas, my masterpiece, the heart of my soul and soul of my heart. If only it could have lasted a while longer. Finished. A shadow slips from behind the trees, plodding unceremoniously on top of my finished work. Watch your steps. You're desecrating my chef d'oeuvre. My chef d'oeuvre. Whatever. I'm seeing it and I'm thinking hors d'oeuvres. The figure only stands in silence, waiting for my reply. I attempt a different line of questioning. Where are the others? Elsewhere? So I've gathered. Are they coming? No. So, who shall pick up my toys? I gesture to the artwork beneath the figure's feet. It doesn't budge. Me. You. Yes. By yourself. Yes. Call for the others. No. Why not? Leave if you're finished. It is certainly a one-sided balance of power. I can do nothing but acquiesce. I'm finished. I step away. But as the figure approaches my canvas, I swoop in, sliding my knife against its neck. Don't be so proud of yourself. The moment you are of no use to me, I shall have my way with you. It only stares unblinking at me, unfazed. Not finished? Equal parts disgusted and perturbed, I withdraw my weapon. I'm finished. Finished with you, too. Oh, so he's a brat. I turn to the brighter horizon, striding away without a backward glance. So I guess that makes this chapter 2? I don't fucking know. When I arrive at school, still bleary-eyed from my nighttime excursions, I'm greeted with an unusual sight. A group of students, primarily female, are huddled around the post. As I edge closer, I manage to listen in. Oh no. She was wrong about you, and now she's gone. What did you do to her, what did you do with her, you freak? Where is she? Tell me where she is, please. Right, she said she had a boyfriend. Answer him. How could you do this to us? Who are they picking on? Suddenly, Rui blazes by me right into the center of the group, which bounces backwards in shock. I'm barely able to catch a glimpse of her face through the massive heads. What are you guys doing? Out of the way, Rui. This has nothing to do with you. No, I'm tired of this. You've been picking on her since school started, and you don't even have a good reason. Oh, she did allude to her before. Good reason? Talk to Shoji. He's our good reason. The group shuffles apart, granting me some space. Is she the girl that they've been picking on all year in her class? Aw, she's a little cutie. I finally managed to see the cause of the problem. Wait a minute. Is she the one that we bumped into at night? A slight figure crouched against the gate with an empty look in... Wait, isn't she the same girl that I met yesterday? Yeah, I caught it. Well, Shoji? She's been missing for 2 days and no one can find her. Didn't go home, doesn't answer calls or texts. It's like she just disappeared. Disappeared, like the rumors, just like the rumors say. You guys do remember who started those rumors, right? Look, Rui, this would make the 3rd disappearance. Haven't you been watching the news? Yeah, this is the 3rd time an academy student vanished off the face of the planet. And coincidentally, right after talking with Ari? Weren't they calling her something else? Technically, Midori disappeared before school started. Yeah, just like 2 days before. Why are you so stubborn? Ari's guilty. Wait a minute. So why is her name Ari now? What were they calling her before? Shoji. Is that her full name? Shoji Ari? You clearly don't understand how people work. No wonder you don't have any friends. Oh. Rui's face closes in hurt, and a raw, fiery pang of rage courses through my body. I storm to her side, unceremoniously shoving away anyone in my path. Yama? Oh, you. Who's this, your boyfriend? My anger briefly sojourns into panic, but I shove it away. You're all disgusting, picking on someone just because she's not like you. Hey, you don't even know the context. Butt out. Oh, let me guess. You know everything. You know for certain that Akio... Ari... has... What... Did I just call her by the wrong name? Akio... Has anything to do with these disappearances? Twice is a coincidence, thrice is a pattern. Yeah, a pattern for narrow-sighted people who won't take in any other factors. Are you stupid? There aren't any other patterns. Police said so themselves. Oh, and they told you this directly. It was on the news, moron. And the news has never twisted facts or told us anything but the honest truth. You wouldn't be acting so high and mighty if you know how important Akane is. I guess that's who's missing. You wouldn't be acting so prejudiced if you had a brain. Words are spilling out of my mouth before I even consciously think of them. My whole body thrums with cold, frozen hatred. Weird freak, don't want to play with you. Not letting anyone else go through that. Not Rui, not Ari. You think we're being rude to Ari? You're being rude to Shoji. Yeah, she was the love of Shoji's life. Oh, so what, is Shoji the guy there? Because everyone knows that every high school relationship lasts forever. He'll probably get over her in a week or two. Ooh. Deadly silence descends upon the group. Rui pinches my sleeve, her expression unusually troubled. That went a bit too far, Yama. I only clench my jaw and lock my eyes with the boy called Shoji. His face blinks from panic to nothingness in less than a second. A chilled silence falls over the entrance. You. He staggers forward, raising a tremulous hand. You bastard. His fingers pull into a fist, and before I can blink, his hand is soaring straight at me. Whoa. A shadow blurs in front of me, swiping at Shoji's arm. Shoji tumbles to the ground as if thrown by an unknown force. The moment is held The moment is held on pause, broken only by the frantic whisperings of the gathering crowd around us. Shoji jerkily pushes himself to his feet, his footing loose from fury. What or who was that? Ari idly stepped in front of me, arms hanging limply by her sides. Her expression is passive, but something about it gives Shoji pause. Hey, what's going on over here? What the hell happened? What was the shadow? Was it Ari? Is she a ninja? Alright, so yeah, fist coming at me. Shadow blurs in front of me, swiping his arm, which sends him tumbling to the ground. Yeah. I'm just not gonna explain what that was. All the students start to babble at once. Mr. Ryuta, Akane's been absent for 2 days. Can't contact her. This guy provoked Shoji into a fight. Mr. Ryuta waves his hand for silence, an unusually stern expression on his face. Shoji, are you hurt? No, sir. Good. Rui? Yes, Mr. Ryuta? Meet me during lunch. You too, Noriko. Yes, Mr. Ryuta. Both of you will give me your account on what just happened. I'll make a judgment after I've heard both stories. Understand? Sullen silence meets his inquiry. He only sighs. Accusations are for children. You guys know that, right? If you're going to claim something, use evidence. If you're going to fight, make sure you have the right reason. Dismissed. He waves his hands to scatter us off to class. He was definitely ready to stand up for her. I guess he went a little bit too far at the end, but I don't know, I guess he got caught up. We head to the classroom in silence, splitting ways at the staircase. I notice that Rui keeps close to Ari, stubbornly meeting the gaze of any gawkers en route. Good for you, Rui. Well, looks like I'm gonna get in trouble. Surprise, surprise. Probably shouldn't have interfered with the situation. Probably should have stayed out of it. Usually I do. I know that high school is basically just a cesspool of idiocy and best to keep out of it. No, not even high school life in general, but seeing that girl there, hedged in by such a large group of students, being accused with nothing to defend herself, and seeing Rui leap to her defense, just like she did for me 10 years ago. Well, I guess it brought out something that surprised even myself. If anyone has a right to suspect that a girl... Wait. If anyone has a right to suspect that girl, it should be me. What? Why? First, I meet her walking alone in District 6, acting like some creepy mechanical doll. And then I learn that her reputation at school is sketchy at best. That's suspicious even by my standards, and I'm friends with Yahiko. But it's possible that everything's a misunderstanding. It's possible that she really just wants friends, that she's a normal person inside, and she just has a difficult time conveying her thoughts. I understand that feeling. I understand it more than anyone else. Oh. I shake myself out of my thoughts and take in my surroundings. Huh. Looks like some of the morning classes are past. Yeah, I totally wasn't paying attention. In front of me, 3 girls with hair and makeup arranged just like Elizabeth stand in very indigent, superior expressions. I quickly recognize them as the most avid members of her fan club. Hey, loser, we have something to say to you. Lucky me. They ignore me, crossing their arms in uncanny unison. We heard that you've been giving Elizabeth a hard time. Oh, I thought they were gonna give me shit about fighting with that other girl. Or standing up for that other girl. Yeah, we did kind of give her shit at work. I glance at Elizabeth, whose eyes are wide with panic. Interesting. Looks like she has no hand in this development. Where did they get their information from? You better stop before we make you. Elizabeth deserves better. Idiots. I only snort and turn back to my homework. Hey, look at us. No thanks. I don't feel like vomiting, I think. But I'll manage to... but I managed to keep my mouth shut. Thoroughly exasperated of these girls. I nod my head at Elizabeth and raise my eyebrow in warning. Her face pales slightly and slides over to my desk, smiling faintly at the three girls. Hello. Oh, Elizabeth, this guy's been bothering you for a while, right? Elizabeth opens her mouth, clearly intent on agreeing with the girl, but I shake my head ever so slightly. She grits her teeth together, but somehow manages to keep her smile intact. Thanks for your concern, but it's really fine. Girls blink in clear surprise. Oh, are you sure? Weren't you just saying the other day? Saying what? I don't know what you're saying. She sends an uneasy glance at me. I only smile innocently. This really shouldn't be fun, but it is. Remarkably so. I thought Yama was bothering. No. There's a misunderstanding. Oh, alright. They nod slightly at me, like that's an adequate apology. We're keeping an eye on you. Don't mess with Elizabeth. And they strut out of the classroom, their footsteps in perfect unison. Turn to Elizabeth. She grips the edge of her seat until her knuckles turn white. I really can't believe you. What? You're enjoying this, aren't you? It's despicable. She turns away from me in a huff. Excuse me? I'm not even the one who started it all. Shit, she's probably the one who's constantly picking a fight. It's always been that way. So, my guess, long-term crush on the main character, and that Elizabeth has some kind of like Helga Pataki syndrome, except she's not. I don't know. Helga has a unibrow and is kind of whatever. So she's like she's been picking on him when they were younger because she likes him, and now that she's kind of grown up, her picking on him has gone more towards like just trying to, like get him to do something better with himself, but he still just sees it as the annoying little girl that picked on him. I did a terrible job of describing that just now. Right. Whatever, this isn't even worth thinking about. Turn my attention back to the front of the classroom as the break comes to an end. Rest of the morning classes slug by uneventfully. This time Elizabeth is clearly sulking. Misaki is just as focused as ever. Misaki. Oh, right. And by focused, I really mean she's been on her phone the entire period. Lunchtime comes, I tap Yahiko on the shoulder as I grab my backpack. Hey, lunch? Huh? What? Lunch. Cafeteria? Oh, yeah, sure, right, cafeteria. Something wrong? Nope. Nope, absolutely nothing wrong. Oh, what's wrong? I was just thinking, you know, it'd be nice to have a couple more minions. Isn't that what your club is for? Club. The blank look on his face is foreign to me. I slap him on the back. Has he been lying about his club? You know, a club that'll take over the universe, your minions. Clearly, I'm really bad at this. Whoa. Huh? It's lunchtime? When was it? Did I time travel? Quick sigh of relief passes my lips before I'm able to spot it. Seems like Yahiko's back to normal. Is he though? Yeah, it's 4018 AD. You've been asleep for 2,000 years. I have? I don't feel that rested. Well, we kept you in cryo-freeze during a light stage of your... Well, we kept you in cryo-freeze during a light stage of your sleep cycle, rather than REM. You mean I was scammed on 2,000 years of deep sleep? On the contrary, you were saved from 2,000 years of homework. Ah, I guess you're right. Wonder when he'll realize that I shouldn't still be alive. Well, super realistic hologram Yama, shall we go grab some lunch? Or do you guys still eat that kind of thing? Or he can make a totally ridiculous yet somehow plausible assumption. Indeed we do. And what are we waiting for? I want to see what kind of cuisine is developed after 2,000 years. Thoroughly re-energized, he skips out the door. I'm just about to follow, but I feel a sudden tap on my elbow. Yama Ishimoto? Uh-oh. Oh! This guy. It's that girl from the cafe. Natsuki, was it? I glance at Elizabeth. She's in the middle of some fluffy small talk with her groupies, and intentionally keeping her back to me. Lizzie's over there. I'm aware of that, but she isn't the one with whom I wish to speak. What do you want? I have a simple question for you. As far as I can tell, nothing simple when it comes to this girl. Have you ever felt like two people are fighting for your body? Is that what's been going on? The thoughts he keeps pushing back into his head? No. What? More specifically, fighting for control over your body? Like mind control? No, more like two different entities in simultaneous residence, resulting in widely different actions or processes of thought. Chill runs up my spine. I think it'd be fairly obvious if I was going through something like that. Well, you may or may not have any recollection of the other entity. Something about her mysterious smile sets me on edge. And what's with the sudden questions? Psychology paper. We're studying dissociative identity disorder. Bullshit! Which is... colloquially, it's known as multiple personality disorder. I would say you should know of it already, but perhaps your alter ego surfaces during psychology class. I clenched my jaw at her obvious accusation, searching to find an answer in her face. I find none. So, do I look like the kind of person who has multiple personality disorder? Do you want to know the answer to that question? Look, I gotta go, I'm sorry. Try asking Elizabeth. She's the one who rapidly switches between being nice and being a pain in the ass. She only nods and smiles, but I sense her eyes boring through the back of my head as I slip out of the classroom. What the fuck? Am I Blood Boner Man? Is that my alter ego? Really gotta come up with a better name. I attempt to shake off the encounter as I head to the cafeteria, but Natsuki's words linger in the back of my mind. Thankfully, when I arrive, Yohiko immediately waves me over, face cheerily shining. Have a seat, my loyal minion. Today's special is baby back ribs. I can see that from your plate. You can divine stuff from my plate? Look into my love life fortune. What? He's acting awfully normal. Did he already forget he's supposed to be 2,000 years in the future? Just to eat. Well, I suppose I'll let it slide this time. But a master is supposed to command his minions, not the other way around. Exactly. What? Nothing. I glance around the cafeteria as I stare at my own plate. I recognize quite a few faces. Natsuki and Elizabeth, surrounded by groupies. Masato and a few track members. Akira and a few drama club members. So missing 2 people. Rui's absent, probably speaking to Mr. Ryuda on my behalf. Misaki too, though. I rarely see her around outside of class. Oh, and in the what is she eating? A peach? And in the corner, eating alone, is Ari. She seems to be satisfying herself with her own plate of ribs, but she's holding a peach up to her face. Something about the picture looks empty, lonely. Yeah, that gives me an idea. So, how's it been with the ladies? Huh? Need you even ask? Fantabulous, of course. Would you mind teaching this humble servant your ways? I thought you'd never ask, but why now? I try to wave off his question by gesturing in Ari's direction. So how about her? Oh, someone's caught your eye, have they? His eyes flicker in Ari's direction. I expect him to coo about how adorable she is, how lovely her hair is, how perfect her nose or chin or whatever is. But he only pauses, his brow furrowed in confusion. Huh? What is it? She looks kind of familiar. Like, really familiar. Ordinarily, I'd think that he's crafting a pickup line, but his bewilderment seems genuine. Where did you see her? I have no clue. Eventually, he just shrugs this off with an easygoing grin. Well, my good minion, you shouldn't be wasting time. Watch and learn from the great master. Well, guess it's not important. As always, it would be an honor to see your spectacular techniques. I know, right? You should be grateful I'm not making you pay tuition for such enlightening lessons. It was certainly enlightening, but probably not in the way he's thinking. I bet the number of girls you seduced is uncountable. You got that right. Well, technically 0 is uncountable. First lesson, my dear apprentice, never waste time. Are they eating? Great. Depressed and withdrawn? Fantastic. Saying they want to be alone? Perfect. Love waits for nobody, Yama. Remember that. Can't help but chuckle at just how terrible his advice is. By any chance, have you ever been slapped? Oh yeah, all the time. Why is he saying that like it's a badge of honor? You see, evoking a strong reaction means that you've touched the young lady's heart. The line between love and hate is thinner than the line between love and apathy. What? No? Now I imagine there's a very thick line between love and apathy. As thick a line as there is one between yes and no. That's why the most important thing is to make a big impression. It's unusually perceptive. On that note, we are wasting time. There's an adorable lass to seduce. Oh, where'd her Peach go? Hey, how does it feel to be the most beautiful girl in the room? Looks like the Ikari is already hitting hard. How will his opponent respond? Meep. It's not very effective. Can I see your uniform tag? I gotta see if you were made in heaven. Spectacular hit. How will the lass dodge out of this one? China. Huh? Uniforms are made in China. Igari staggers back from the fatal counter. Well, it seems that he's in a state of shock. The lass seizes this opportunity for an offensive maneuver. Your food. What? Will you eat it? Hey, what are you doing to my ribs? It's a critical hit. The lass's bold move has paralyzed Ikari. You're gonna get fat if you eat so much. Dick! I'm 102 pounds. You're what? But you can't be that short. 5 feet 2 inches. It's super effective. Ikari is silenced. The lass spends her free turns munching at her newly acquired meal. It's sort of adorable. The baby hamster munching at... But anyway, back to the match. Ikari studies the lass for a moment, no doubt attempting to analyze any potential weak points. This girl's a tough one. Usually I don't allow things like this, but... Yama, why don't you give it a shot? Nah, I'm just the commentator of this battle. What? Nothing. Thankfully, Ikari decides to switch his attention from the lowly commentator back to his original target. Why aren't you responding? You should be honored that someone like me is paying attention to someone like you. Man, that's twice now. Don't tell me you don't swing that way. I'm straight. A clean hit at his vital points. It's looking bad for Ikari. I like this girl. Then why? The lass merely finishes up Ikari's ribs and moves on to her own. Are you a witch who took some weird potion to resist me? Why are you unaffected by my charms? Ikari has gone berserk. He's attempting wild haymakers. Stop ignoring me. Forget it. Just like the other commoners. You don't deserve being seduced by a superior being like me. Answer me when I'm talking to you. My meat is getting cold. What an amazing display of indirect trash talking. The lass has just placed Ikari below some humble baby back ribs. you... Ikari hurt himself in his confusion. Meanie. Bully. I'll have my revenge, I tell you. Revenge! And Ikari exits the ring. Automatic forfeit. Instant KO. That bit he said out loud. Nothing. As Ari finishes up the meat on her plate, I settle into the chair next to her. It's hard to tell from the stoic expression on her face, but she seems a little happier than she was a few moments ago. Do you want my ribs? But you just took somebody else's to eat. Didn't you eat them all? I did. Then why did you offer? Why are you here? Is that all people are to you? The only reason somebody would want to sit next to you is to eat your food? Oh. At the very least, she's more open than when I met her yesterday. I'm sitting. Sitting is nice. Her expression doesn't even budge. Sitting makes the world go round. And sitting is good for you. It's bad for you. Her sudden response catches me off guard. What? Well, at least she's talking to me, that's a start. How can sitting be bad? Higher risk in obesity, high cholesterol, lower back pain, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes. She says this so monotonously that I can't tell whether she's joking or serious. But sitting doesn't cause that, right? Ari evaluates me for a moment, but only returns to her food without a word. Searching for a different topic to discuss when she abruptly speaks again. What's your name? Yama Ishimoto. I want to give her a hug. She's so... I don't know. Adorable, I think. You're not gonna comment on it? You know, it's an unusual name. Not like LaRouge Lamperade. LaRouge Lamperade? As in... from Code Deuce? Deus? Code Deus? You know it? Vaguely? It's a fairly popular series among young adults, but I'm surprised someone like her would know about it. What do you mean someone like her? Well, next to LaRouge Lamperade, can't be many strange names. She got a peach again. Ari only reaches into her backpack and begins to munch on a peach. For a moment, I pick my ribs in silence, but she speaks again. What is your Deus? Your god? Oh. Special power. So wait. Deus Ex Machina is like hand of God or machination of God. So God's special power, I guess. Not sure where she's going with this, but I guess I might as well follow her. My special power is creating sardines out of thin air. Canned or fresh? She doesn't seem fazed in the slightest. Fresh. Both? So freshly canned. I guess. Make some now. Sardines? Of the many weird situations I've encountered over the course of my short life, this may just take the top. She's joking, right? Sure. I flourish my hand and tap the table. There, sardines. That's a table. What was she expecting to say? Actual spontaneous materializations of freshly canned sardines? You know I can't actually make sardines out of thin air, right? You said you could. Either she's better at trolling than I am, or she really wasn't joking. I wasn't serious. Why did you say it? I'm too baffled by her thought process to make an intelligible reply. Thankfully, Ari only returns to nibbling at her peach, as if she'd never asked the question. Yay, Peach! The awkward silence is punctuated by the signature school bell, an opportunity that I take with gratitude. Well, see you. She blinks widely at me. My name's Ari Hiraga. Ari Hiraga. Okay. That was abrupt. I didn't tell you before. She suddenly stands up, picks up her tray, and strides to the opposite side of the cafeteria to dump her dishes. Well, that was random. What an eccentric girl. Unless by telling me her name, she was trying to say that she trusted me, or she'd like to become friends. Maybe she has some kind of mental disability that inhibits her social functions. She's offbeat, but interesting. I can see why she became the scapegoat. It's likely the other students are scared by her unorthodox behavior. Just because she's different, she becomes the bad guy. They should know better. They should give her a chance. Afternoon classes are another dreary pass. This time even Yahiko is sullen, staring into his desk and murmuring nonsensical words under his breath. See, something is bothering him. The moment the bell rings, Masato blazes in the classroom and lunges for me. I instinctively crawl beneath the desk, bracing myself for the full measure of his fury. You! Oh, dude, what did I do? I glance around the classroom. Yahiko is staring blankly at Masato. Elizabeth is once again immersed in conversation with the groupies. Misaki is Misaki. Away frantically, she's too immersed in her phone to pay me any heed. Oh. You know how many days you skipped track? 3? Wrong. The answer is too many. Look, man, I've been busy. Like hell you've been. Busy with what? Napping, eating, thinking? He's got a point. You disappoint me, man. Yeah, join the club. Damn it, just stop ditching. Well, I don't blame him. Hey! Rui strides into the room. She hesitates when she sees Misaki, but shakes it off in the blink of an eye. What makes you say that, huh? Well, you know, all you talk about is track. Yama's probably tired of hearing it by now. But I don't just run. I can swim, too. And do basketball. She ignores him and the approaching Misaki and smiles gently at me. Don't worry, Mr. Ryuta said you're not in trouble. Mr. Ryuta, why oh right, Shoji the fight. That's not what's important right now. She has to save me from Masato. Say, Rui, don't you think it's awfully late and we should be... Uh-oh. But Misaki rushes in front of me, reaching for Rui's hands. Rui, I need to speak to you. God damn it. Rui only steps back from both of us, staring blankly at Misaki. Why won't you listen? I told you the other day to leave me alone. It's you who isn't listening. She whips around on one heel and marches out of the room. Oh, shack it. Huh? Wait. This too ill to deal great. This too ill to deal great. This too ill to deal great. What? Wait, what did you just... Okay, that's twice now somebody has spoken in tongues. The first time was, shit, he's right in front of me. What the fuck is his name? Masato. Masato at the KFC, where he was looking at his wallet and he said something weird. No, it's not backwards. Man, whatever. Masato stares wordlessly at her back, mouth agape. That girl, Miyazaki, she was talking street? Talking what? Nothing, ain't nothing. Wait, did you understand her? Come on. Hang it. Changing the subject again, ain't you? What, me? No. Gotta come to track, man. I'll drag you there myself. Time to resort to drastic measures since I was ditched by everyone. Actually, where did Yahiko go? Huh, that's weird. Well, what's it gonna be? Oh, would you look at the time? I gotta go. Don't do it, man. Don't. I promptly run for my life, lunging over desks and chairs and bowling down the hallway. Aww. There's only one safe place from being bulldozed by his fury. One place that can be a haven for a refugee. Mr. What's-His-Face's class? I slam my fist against the door, ignoring the bewildered stares of the passing students. Mr. Ryuta! Mr. Ryuta, open up before I die! Ah, god damn it, kid. Why do you always have to interrupt me in the middle of battle? Nevertheless, the door creaks open. I jump in and kick it shut, twisting the lock with what may or may not have been a little more force than necessary. Mr. Ryuta is staring at me with eyebrows lifted and mouth slightly agape. No doubt taking in my unkempt, massive hair and sweat beading on my forehead. First a fight, now running from someone? You just love trouble today, don't you, kid? Probably more like trouble loves me. Oh, kid. Important life lesson. Trouble only finds people who are looking for it. So basically, I deserve everything that's happening to me. I didn't say that. Just that sometimes people who want nothing more in life than to go through, do nothing significant, and pass on in peace. Wait. Just that sometimes people who want nothing more in life than to go through, do nothing significant, and pass on in peace. Oh, they actually want a whole lot more. I don't understand. Well, maybe we should talk about something else. I hesitantly take a seat and glance over my shoulder. No sign of the marvelous Masa. Since you're here, I guess we'd better have a proper session. Why are you being chased? Too popular with the girls? As if. You don't gotta go giving his full name. It was Masato Kurugane. He loves track, and I don't. So he's trying to change that. And I presume it's not working out so hot for you? Yeah, you could say that. Actually, it seems like Masato's always been on my case because of track. Even the first time we met. Well, it was at last year's club recruitment day. I remember hating that time. Well, to be fair, I hated everything. But especially club recruitment day. Fucking sit, microphone. No matter how quiet and insignificant I tried to be, someone would always call me out every minute. Try to get me to join language club, or music club, or art club, or even squirrel watching club. As you can imagine, by the time I met Masato, I wanted nothing to do with clubs. Especially from someone who, frankly speaking, looked like the stereotypical idiot jock. Hey, you! But contrary to popular belief, I actually did have some semblance of manners. So I stopped and turned to address this bothersome kid. Not interested. I expected some fake smile or even some pleading. To my shock, the guy immediately pulled back his fist and socked me right in the face. Really? Ow, what the hell? Don't give me that bull, I haven't even said anything yet. Oh, for Rudy, you not even give me a chance. You know what we call that? Uncivilized. I'm uncivilized? You just punched me in the face. Oh, you big baby, that wasn't even a gentle tap. The terrible thing was that he looked completely serious about it. To be honest, I briefly entertained the thought that he was part of an abusive household or something. Of course, the guy took my thoughtful silence for penitence and steamed ahead. That's more like it. Name's Masato. Masato Kurigami. What's yours? Leaving? You're leaving? Yeah, right now. Call me rude, but I was at my breaking point. Getting a fist straight to the nose wasn't exactly welcoming. I might have admired this guy's courage and utter disregard for social niceties, but other than that, he bugged me. A lot. Oh, I see what you did there. But you can't leave. Not before you join track. Track? Hell yeah, our club, man. It binds you for life, makes you sweat, gives you pain, stretches your physical constitution till you think you're gonna die. If this guy thought there were... Bleh. If this guy thought that was a great sales pitch, he had a long way to go. Yeah, I'm not interested. That ain't all, man. Track can save your life, just like it saved mine. Saved his life. Yeah, right. Good for you. Ain't it? Track's literally a lifesaver, man. Thanks, but no thanks. Hey, where you going? I'm just getting to the best part. I cried on the inside, but patiently nodded my head. If you get good enough, you can get a scholarship. Ah. So maybe he doesn't come from a lot of money and doesn't have opportunities, so Track has given him a scholarship which gives him a future. That's why he's got that crazy regimen, and that's why his grades are so high. This place don't come cheap, you know. Even a little amount would help your parents. Huh, things were beginning to make sense. Is that why you're in track? Come to think of it, you still haven't told me your name. Interestingly enough, I found that I was actually beginning to like the guy. At least he wasn't superficial like everyone else. If anything, he was the opposite. He wore his heart on his sleeve. Besides, I need something to do while Rui was in drama. What else was I gonna do? Art, dance, squirrel watching? I'm Yama Ishimoto. Huh? What kind of name is that? My parents liked poetry. No way. Oh god, he's probably gonna rant about how poetry and literature is a waste of time. Who's their favorite? Matsuo Bashiro? Kobayashi Issa? Or maybe foreign guys like Edgar Allan Poe or William Shakespeare? What the? You like poetry? Of course I do. Poetry is the manliest way to cry. This guy only got stranger. About literature. Manliest way to hate people. Science. Manliest way to take stuff apart. Math. Manliest way to put stuff together. History. Manliest way to predict the future. Any chance... What are your grades? Average of 99. God damn. No way. The highest class average I ever had was a 92. This guy was smarter than me? I don't understand you at all. It's okay, you don't need to. You just gotta join track. Second thought, I didn't think he was smarter. He just studied harder. Still, it took guts and passion. And everything I didn't have. Hey, I'll try it out. But only for a little bit. Ha! I knew you'd come around. Come on, let's get to track. Already? Don't you have other unfortunate souls to recruit? Nah, the others will take care of them. Let's go. And that was how I met Masato. I was never really a regular track member, but for some reason he always wanted me to be. Even now, I don't really understand why. He probably just wants to help people become their best. Oh shit, we're talking to the teacher now. Why would he pick me? Me, when there's so many people who would love track and running in competitions and all that crap. Isn't that the whole point of picking you? Because I'm useless, so that means turning me into somebody useful means a lot? Nah, because you're a challenge. Yeah, that doesn't exactly make me feel any better. Why not? You should feel very, very loved. Oh, I do. A bit too loved. Masato probably sees you like a little cousin or a younger brother. You know that? What, Masato? Why would he do that? You know, kid, sometimes there's just nice people in the world and you shouldn't question it. I have that problem. I am always super suspicious of people's motives. And sometimes there are ulterior motives behind everything. Masato Kurogane, ulterior motives? That's true, I guess. It's not like Masato would fake anything. Still doesn't make any sense. Why did he choose me, a random stranger, as his little brother? Maybe he sees something in you. To be honest, I've usually thought of Masato as my little brother. Since, you know, he's kind of obtuse and not cynical and embittered by the world. Something like that. Kind of innocence. Maybe you shouldn't be asking why your friends love you, Yama. Maybe you should be looking for ways to return that love instead of looking for ways to deserve it. Damn, wise words. Sounded really cool, didn't I? I'm leaving. Oh, come on, kid. That was good. Admit it. I admit it. I'm still leaving. He only chuckles and slaps a hand on my shoulder. Have a good day, kid. Why do I get the awful feeling that he's gonna die? Right? Like, Blood Boner Man is gonna... Actually, Blood Boner Man seems to only be after students. Somebody we care about's gonna get stabbed up. I only nod wordlessly in response as I step out of his office. My throat feels almost clogged, as if I'd heard something that I really, really needed to hear. Huh. Maybe these meetings really are a good thing. Move those legs, you filthy maggots. Move them double time. That's gotta be Masato, right? Oh! Peer around, searching for the source of the noise. Alright. And find Akira racing around the entrance. large, lumpy backpack slung over her shoulder. Oh, Sarge, pretty please. I've been running 6 miles. I swear I'm gonna collapse. I shouldn't be able to hear you over the sounds of your tears, Private. Hop to it. Akira. Wait. Akira? I gingerly step in front of her and wave to catch her attention. She grinds to a halt, tilting her head curiously at me. What are you doing here? I'm here for drama club, of course. No one else is here. I'm doing an immersion exercise, Loot. Is that short for Lieutenant? Loot. An immersion exercise? Yep. I need to act half dead from a boot camp. So I'm gonna run a mile around the school track with this backpack. A mile, but that backpack looks as big as her. Boot camp? Is that why you're calling me Loot? No, I'm calling you Loot because Loot is short for Lieutenant. Darn my socks, don't you catch on fast. Usually her antics would annoy me, but for some reason it's soothing right now. Like white noise in a messy world. Do you usually do stuff this intense for drama club? What? Oh no, this is easy. You should have seen what I had to do yesterday. I was a sadistic serial killer. What did you do for that? I ate a bunch of cereal. Not sure whether to feel relieved or exasperated. Say, Lieutenant, if you don't have anything better to do right now, why don't you join us? We're doing some exercises you might like. What makes you think I'll like them? From what Rui says. What does Rui say? That you'll like the exercises. That's cyclical logic. On the contrary, it has nothing to do with bikes. Well, technically, I don't have anything to do. Wait, Rui will be there? I thought that a silent Akira would be a blessing, but it's just unsettling. Rui has something to do today. But if you come tomorrow, you can watch her bedazzle the crowd. Tomorrow's Saturday, isn't it? Oh, is it? Do you not know what day of the week it is? It's Tuesday for my character. And in my defense, there's a half day on Saturdays. Just no clubs, which is kind of important. She doesn't seem to hear me, instead just checks her phone for the time. Hey, boot camp is ending. What about your mile? Let's go. She reaches out and grabs my wrist. Suddenly lets go as if it's burning iron. I send her a questioning look, but she only shrugs it off. Come, Lieutenant. Adventure awaits. Without any further explanation, she marches into the classroom building. Oh, this should be interesting. Akira leads me into classroom 3A, where a dozen students are seated in a ring, looking expectantly at Akira. One of the girls immediately leaps to her feet. I recognize her as the drama club president. Where have you been, maggot? You know how late it is? Immediately, Akira stumbles forward as if she's dead exhausted, the backpack sliding from her shoulders and crashing into the ground. Sorry, sir, I took a detour. Detour? What kind of detour can you take on a training course? Akira... Is she Akira right now? Points a tremulous finger in my direction. He jumped on me, sir, out of nowhere. I don't even know how he got here. All eyes swivel to me, waiting to see how I handle this sudden development. Probably expecting me to dodge out, freeze, or just stare at them like they're a bunch of weirdos. Shit, I'm even expecting me to do something along those lines. But instead, sheer instinct takes over. Years of make-believe with Rui molds me into what is needed at the moment. Foreign spy who haplessly stumbled onto a military operation. Oh, sorry, I'm just a tourist. I lost my way. I subtly move my hand to my hip, and my imaginary gun holster lies. Surprisingly, the club president is perceptive enough to catch it. He's a spy! Right as I pretend to whip out my gum, Akira tackles my arm, throwing me to the ground. I feel a shot of pain run up my shoulder, ripping a very real cry of agony from my throat. Akira proceeds to deftly lock my arms behind my back, leaning over until her mouth is next to my ear. Drop the gun! Through the haze of pain, I manage to hold character together. Akira nudges my arm, gentler this time, and I yell, opening my fingers in a releasing motion. Sir, what should I do? Club president kneels down, looking me straight in the eye. I tilt my head upward, staring as challengingly as I possibly can. Nice one. Strangers don't usually pick up so easily. The entire room relaxes as she sits before me, bowing her head slightly. Welcome to the drama club. I'm the club president. Sorry, you came in on a pretty hectic day. It was interesting. Akira, could you let go of me? Akira suddenly squeaks, lunging away from me. An uncharacteristic blush crawls to her cheeks as she vainly attempts to cover her face with her hands. Really unusual for her, but kinda cute. Almost reminds me of Rui, I suppose. Kinda reminds me of Rui. I suppose they rubbed off on each other at this point. Quickly disregarding these thoughts, I focus back to my physical status and move my arm back to its regular position. Twinges painfully. Can't hide a wince, which the club president immediately notices. Oh god, are you okay? I test my arm for a moment, but the pain subsided. Probably just overstretched slightly. Nah, I should be fine. It's nothing compared to what Miki's made me do before. Oh, really? Did I hurt you? I'm really sorry, Yama. No, it's fine, really. Are you sure? It's unsettling to see Akira so meek. I glance at the club president and raise an eyebrow. Seems to understand. Well, let's try some basic exercises before our next scenario. Stanislavski's magic if, everyone. The rest of the club time is spent playing around with different objects, pretending that pencils are bombs, chairs are clouds, and desks are shields. Amazingly refreshing. I'd almost forgotten how fun it was just to put everything aside and enter a completely different world. Even when the club's been dismissed, I feel a sense of lightness I haven't felt in a long time. Hey, Lieutenant! Akira pops up next to me, now returned to her cheery self, and... no. Hey, where are you headed? Home. Don't you live in the dorms? I live in the world. Therefore, anywhere I go is my home. Bizarre as always. The only thing I've grown to understand about this girl is that I'll never understand her. Right. Seriously, where are you going? She kinda looks like just a blonde version of the black-haired one. To think of it, I have no clue what I'm doing here. Miki, looks like the blonde-haired version of Miki. Catch you later, see you later. And without any further explanation, she skips away. Was she trying to come home with me? Shrug off my confusion, accepting it as the norm when one speaks with Akira, and head back to my apartment. Except something stops me at the entrance. By this time, all the students are living it up in town, are doing nobody knows what in the school rec center. Oh, so it's like Friday. Cool, so there won't be school days I have to go through the next 2 days. Nobody just hangs around the entrance. For most, the barred gates and curfew are just another sign of the restrictions instituted by helicopter parents. But beneath the shade of the tree in a far corner, I catch sight of two figures facing each other with hands on hips. Oh. Inch forward. The figures are none other than Misaki and Rui, immersed in conversation. Must you keep ignoring me, Rui? Because you've been gone for 4 years, Misaki. We didn't know where you went or even why you had to leave. All these years, Yama and I were left in the dark. For all we knew, you could have been dead. How can you expect us to act like you never left? I still don't understand how Yama can be so forgiving after he almost... You know what, I'm tired of this. Just don't ever speak to me again, Misaki. Damn. She turns to stalk off, but Misaki grabs her wrist in the blink of an eye. I'm not letting you walk away again, damn it. Do you believe that I wanted to leave Seto? To move to District 6 with my mother, who, by the way, doesn't even deserve to be called my mother? What I don't understand is why you're blaming me for something I couldn't control. Misaki's sudden outburst seems to catch Rui off guard. District 6 doesn't deserve to be called my mother? Just what happened to Misaki after she left Seto? District 6, wasn't that like the real shady one? Misaki, you're hurting my wrist. Oh, I'm sorry, Rui, I shouldn't have. Two girls seem to avoid each other's gazes for an awkward moment. Rui is the first to speak, her voice coming out in barely a whisper. Half a year after you left, we gave up. We thought you'd never contact us again. I was okay, but Yama, he thought that someone had left him again, forever. He thought that people would just keep leaving him, that no one would stay by his side. Was that like a flash of my family? He locked himself in his room, pulled himself into a shell. I couldn't reach him, no one could. He didn't trust any of us to stay. I dropped by his house one day, and the medicine cabinet was open and this huge bottle was gone. You mean... Yeah, you know how hands-off his parents have always been. The ambulance barely made it in time. They had to start pumping him on site. That's how bad it was. Was it really that bad? Dog, you tried killing yourself. So, understand why I was so upset. I had no idea, Rui. Just where were you, Miki? Why couldn't you have just... Rui breaks off and covers her face with her hands. Misaki's expression crumbles. She hesitantly reaches towards Rui. Rui promptly kicks her in the shin. Dummy Miki, why'd you... Why did you take so long? Ow. Why weren't you there for Why weren't you there for me? Cry, I missed you. Really. And now they're draped against each other, sobbing like newborn children. What just happened? They finally hashed it out, and I guess they're gonna make up now? Is what just happened? I quietly inch away from the scene, feeling the sudden sense that they needed privacy. At least they made up, and all from the looks of it. It almost seemed like Rui was really overwhelmed from keeping secrets. My memory of that time is very faint, but hers must be crystal clear. Her terror, her anguish when she stumbled upon me, must have been festering inside her all these years, because mentioning anything could have sent me over the brink. She always had to fake smiles, put me first, pick me up when I'd fallen down. Something itches in the back of my mind, a weird kind of dizziness threatening to overcome me. I force it back until wait. Something itches in the back of my mind, a weird kind of dizziness threatening to overcome me. I force it back until I can become more detached. So, that girl that was talking to me about, what is the medical term? Dissociative personality disorder? Whatever, the multiple personality thing. I really, really don't want to think about that time. But thankfully I can suppress it for now. But really, she was never one to hide away from her feelings. She faced that pain full force. Little wonder that seeing Miki again has brought all that to the surface. And Miki said she moved to District 6 with her mom. Something she hadn't told me when I first saw her 2 days ago. And she kinda did. Just not to District 6. Why would she resent her mother so passionately? Also, why would they move to District 6? The most poverty-stricken area of Isamu? Because they were poverty-stricken? Certainly makes me curious, but then again, it's really none of my business. At least she and Rui are friends again. So maybe now the three of us can go back to the way we were. Can't hide a smile as I lounge against the couch after whipping some dinner, replaying the exchange in my head. I'm glad they made up. Really glad. Somehow it feels like a big burden has been lifted off of me, even though I technically had nothing to do with the argument. Now I'm getting all sappy. Let's see, what should I do tonight? With someone. Huh. Alright, well, I'm gonna cut it there. Shit, what was this, part 5? Yeah, I guess so. Alright, peace. Wait, shit. No, I can do that off screen.